Hey, good morning, TFWR. I've got actually a good friend of Ricky's, Coach Ralph Cater. I know Ricky wanted to be on with him. Unfortunately, we had to reschedule because of school meetings. Give me 1 second, Ralph. Let me open up the window here so we get some light. There we go. Got a little light there. All right, so we're here with Cardinal Gibbons assistant coach, Ralph Cater. He comes to us with quite a resume. Two-time New Jersey State placer, Grand Valley State graduate. As a matter of fact, I think I had, was it Grand Valley or Grand View yesterday? I had the women's coach, assistant coach. 34 years coaching, 7 as an assistant. But listen to these numbers, man. God bless you. 90 plus state qualifiers, 59 state placers, 10 state champions. That's Cardinal Gibbons. And he's doing a great job down there. He's been there for a long time. And I know that he's got a couple of twins coming in to help him out down there. So, hey, Ralph, how's everything going? Thanks for pulling over and getting with me here. And how's life? How's family? How have you been? Good, man. How have you been keeping the kids positive through this?
Definitely. Getting in the mat once in a while, but, you know, staying positive. Hey, thank you for having me, Dan.
Yeah, for sure, man. Anytime. I'm just happy to have a platform to be able to do this.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a good thing for wrestling, man.
Thank you, man. So talk about, obviously the off season hasn't started out the way that you would have hoped. But little by little, it looks like we're getting there. How have you been keeping the kids motivated, and what are you doing with them right now as far as anything virtual or working out or what are you doing to keep them in shape?
We're staying. A couple of them come over to the house and work out, and I got gym set there, and we're doing some lifting, some running, some conditioning. A few, just 6 or 7, can't do really much. But staying positive. A lot of them are looking forward to their senior year. A lot of guys are back from the Gibbons team, so we're trying to stay focused.
Well, good for you, man. So how is it down there in South Miami? I mean, well, you're in South Florida. How is it down there? Weather nice today?
No, I'm stuck in my truck, man. So that's fine.
Oh, man.
No big deal. As long as I'm getting paid for it, I don't care.
So how was your season? Thank God that we got through state. So talk about your success this season, your kids, how your season went.
The season went well. You know, a big surprise for a lot of people. A lot of people didn't think we were going to place that high. We were in the top. We finished 4th in top 5 again with a bunch of young guys. We only had like 2 or 3. Well, no, we had like 6 seniors leave. A lot of point getters are gone, but we'll get back up again.
That's good. So you got a young team. Do you also involve yourself with a local club down there, or do you have a local club that you run?
Yeah, we got my Miami Elite Wrestling Club, which I move around a little bit. The Wynwood area, the Wynwood Wrestling Club is going strong as well. I get in there once in a while. They're open 3 days a week, and I go down there and help the 2 brothers out.
Man, why don't you help me get them on? I've been trying to talk with them through Instagram and stuff, trying to get their club on to give them a shout out, but I haven't had any luck yet.
Yeah, definitely. I'll get them to them. Those 2 brothers are good friends of mine. I'll get them for you.
Nice. So how many qualifiers this year, Coach?
We have what? 11.
11. Nice.
11
good for you,
qualifiers.
Man. And you said that there was a lot of them that are heading off to college, huh?
Well, we got the one senior that's going out to college. He signed with Central Baptist College.
Oh, good for him.
Alejandro Mas.
Nice, nice.
The rest didn't look for the future for wrestling. It's not for them. They didn't want to do that. I guess 4 years is good enough for them.
Hey, you know, as long as they are still good humans and they're out there in the world doing something.
Yeah, they're gonna be good.
Nice,
the ones
nice.
that we're gonna be needing them in the future as lawyers and doctors.
Yeah, yes, sir. So you've been in wrestling 34 years. How many of those years in South Florida?
All of them, to tell you the truth.
Nice.
I jumped around a little bit. Started at American High, and got a couple clubs, a couple teams going. Went to Pace. You know, started a team at Day Christian, and kept moving forward and keep getting up there. Just keep moving around. I guess wherever somebody needs some help, they'll give me a call, and you know.
They're good to it. So how much have you seen? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Sometimes there's a delay, and I end up talking over you. I apologize.
Believe me, we do this because we love the sport. It's not because of the money. There is no money.
Sure. Absolutely. I understand. Yeah, coaches are definitely should be well respected for what they do. So talk a little bit about where you've seen our sport come in all those years down there from it just, you know, being a small, not too many clubs, things like that, and now to where you see it now, and where can it become, being that you are a New Jersey state placer, so you know the hotbed of wrestling. So how can we get there, and how far have we come, and how close are we?
Well, the difference between Jersey and Florida is just the competition. You know, a lot of teams out here in Florida have succeeded and gone out and gotten the competition. You know, Lake Highland Prep is like put us all over the map. They go everywhere. You know, Lake Gibson, you know, South Day, those schools are like going everywhere. They're getting better because they're looking for the tough competition. You know, without the competition, the guys can stay level, and then that's no good.
Now, from what I understand, they're trying to restrict the traveling, which obviously has caused that school to go to the preps. But talk how restricting traveling for these teams will affect the growth of Florida wrestling.
Well, the traveling wise, they restrict the traveling wise. I mean, Lake Gibson, Coach Walker put his schedule up there. He's doing some really good traveling. You know, Mike Palazzo from Lake Highland, he's going everywhere. So is Vic over in South Bay. So if they could do it, a lot of teams can do it too. But you know, financially, a lot of teams can't do it.
And and like I said, I'm learning. I tell people this platform has helped me educate myself more on wrestling. So I've gotten to meet some great people. So I think I read where you would have to put in like waiver request and be approved by the commission and all this craziness.
Yeah. Well, we're going through that. We're going to go through it this year at Cardinal Gibbons. The Archdiocese is going to put a hold on us from traveling anywhere, really. So we probably just have to stay within a couple 100 miles from going anywhere. So it's going to be hard for us.
Nice. So it's got to be refreshing for you. You have a couple of young men that trained under you that are now going to come in and coach with you in the twins, the Morris twins, right?
Yep, Jamal and Jamel. They're 4-time. Well, Jamal. Let's start with Jamal. Jamal's a 4-time finalist, 3-time state champ. Jamel finished in the top 4 all 4 years and won it his senior year. And they went on and had a good, successful year at NC State, both national qualifiers. They did good for themselves. They're really, really good technicians. They could teach a lot.
What is it going to mean what's it going to mean for the Cardinal Gibbons wrestling room to have some characters like that in there, and some good men, but also coming with some of that NCAA knowledge to these kids?
Well, what we did last year was for 5 weeks in a row, we brought in a lot of talent coaches. Um, Obviously, we brought in Hayden Hindley from NC State, All-American, good friend of theirs. Um, Brought in D. Evans, a good respected coach up in PA. We had Nate Carr in for about 4 hours, 5 hours, where from the National Coaches Convention. He swung by a little bit. So it's their input of knowing the guys in college and getting them down here and doing a clinic, for a day, maybe 2 days, and it's good for the area.
Yeah, and so I grew up in South Florida. My father was in law enforcement on Miami Beach, and my junior and senior year was at Beach High. At the time, Juan Camarati was there, who was an amazing man, known me since I was a little kid. But it's amazing to hear about Cardinal Gibbons and Southwest and South Dade and Columbus and Arch and all these amazing South Florida schools. And then to hear about the clubs that you guys have going on with Wynwood and Eagle Empire and the Coach Duck's camp, and then you've got Mako up outside of Florida, and you've got Wrestling U, and it's just unbelievable what you guys are doing in South Florida. And listen, I tell people, the 305 made me. I mean, the 407 the 305 raised me. 407 kind of made who I am now. I've been here since I was 21 years old, but my blood is still Dade County, and anytime I see schools coming out of Dade County that are having a lot of success, man, it puts a smile on my face. So talk about the progression and having all those clubs around you and all these clubs opening up. Talk about how important it is. I had Coach Morgan on yesterday, and one thing that he was stressing and wanted all the coaches to know is we've got to grow the youth program. So talk about what you guys at Cardinal Gibbons are doing to focus on our youth. And obviously Dominguez is out there just blowing his horn loud for this middle school wrestling thing. And talk about what you guys are doing to try to funnel in those young men.
Yeah, we got a sister school, a little archdiocese private school that has a middle school program. We're going to try to get them involved in our program, starting to bring them over. Obviously, the guys that I train on my own, I bring them over and they train, and we have a very successful little youth program going. I'm pretty right before this COVID-19 started, we had like about 19, 20 guys training. So hopefully we'll try to start it back up again. The competition's fierce down here in South Florida, and everybody would like to go to Duck and train, but you're up here in the Broward County, the northern Miami area, man. Going down to Homestead is quite a little ride.
Oh, which is why, I mean, it looks like you've got guys up by you, right? Like Coach Morgan with Wrestling U.
Yep.
And you've got.
He has a real good youth program going.
Nice. And then Dominguez, how far away is, well, I know Ortega and Eagle Empire are down there, right? But probably like 25, 30 minutes from you. And then don't you have also, and look at me like I act like I know what I'm talking about now because I met all these guys, but you've got like Dominguez and all those guys, and I guess it helps to get down to Wynwood, right? I can't believe Wynwood. You've been down there as long as I've been around. I cannot believe when I went down to Wynwood for a business conference, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. This place was the place you went for like the mechanic shops. And this is the place where we would go to the parks and, we would just kind of like hang out. It was not what it is now. It's unbelievable what it's done. It was Kentucky Fried Chicken had the bulletproof windows. You couldn't get your chicken. You had to put your money through the little turn signal.
It's still there, man. 36th Street.
Yeah. And there was a park right across the street from it that we used to go to and play ball.
Yeah, it's still there, man. The fire station's right across the street. It's amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't believe what it's done, and that's amazing. And then you go through Overtown, and I mean they've got that beautiful park now where people are doing concerts, and it's starting to
Yeah,
blossom. You know, when we were kids, you didn't want to get off the monorail there, Metro Rail there, or the
yeah.
bus.
No,
You know.
you really didn't want to do that, but they're doing a good job with a bunch of kids there, man. Sammy and Lewis, Mercado, they're doing a good job. They're getting the right kids in there. Um, the PAL, the Miami Police Department's behind them. They got a couple of the officers' sons that train there, and they're doing a good job, man. They're going to a lot of tournaments when they get the funds. They're doing good.
You know, I'm happy to hear a lot of things that the PALs are coming back and they're getting back involved because when you and I were young, that was the only way you got to play ball pretty much is at the local PALs. There was no private clubs to go play football. There were no private travel teams. There was none of that.
Uh,
You played for your local park or your local PAL, and I'm glad to hear that the Police Athletic League is back involved because I know even with my dad coached football, and in high school I would hear a lot of the kids tell me that if your father didn't pick us up across the bridge and bring us to practice or bring us to Pop Warner or bring us to the 125s, the 95s, we wouldn't have had an opportunity to play ball. So, and he was a policeman and highly involved. So that's good that you guys are doing that. And I'm glad to hear the PAL is back involved because it means a lot. You know, when we were kids, they used to have those. I was talking to Coach Morgan. They used to have those, like those PAL boxing matches, but they'd go out and they put those parades in the street. You'd have like a block party and they put a ring in
oh
the middle
yeah,
of the, you remember that? And they'd have like golden
yeah,
gloves,
yeah.
silver gloves. So I was telling him, man, we should do that with wrestling match. Why can't we do that with wrestling match? Get the little local clubs down there and have, you know, like club duels or whatever. I,
They tried doing that with the USA wrestling at the beach wrestling, but some way or another they found a way. I guess that's a little bit of rough play in the beach, and the police put a stop to that.
oh yeah, well, you have to do it. Obviously, you've got to do it where it's controlled, right? So
Yeah, for
you
sure.
just you provide the parents with Corona beers, and you just let the kids go have a good time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That
That
would
would
one
be
way,
one way.
huh? That'd be
One
one
way
way.
of doing it.
So, so that's good, man. So it sounds like you're really excited to get those brothers in there with you and continue to build your high school program.
Yeah, they're gonna do a good job, man. They're uh Frank Patini's the head coach. He stepped down this year, gonna give them a full reign of motion. So we're looking for some good things. With those guys there, we'll attract a couple guys will probably come in and transfer in because they're NC State wrestlers, and you draw the competition to come in and see what happens.
That's good, man. That's good. So I'm starting, like I've heard some people say that they should do away with districts and just go regionals and state finals because a lot of the districts are so small and people aren't getting full matches anyway. And you got three guys in one weight class, so they're going to go anyway. Why not just start with regionals? What's your opinion on that?
Well, geez, like our district, there's what 6 teams, 7 teams, maybe tops. Um, if it was up to me, I'd just talk to the state. Hey, let's do like Jersey, man. One, 4 qualifications: the district, regional, sectional, and then the state tournament. Do the state tournament, 32-man bracket, one champion. You know, um, but it's not like that. Nobody has that kind of power to do it, and it's pretty hard to change the state over. But I would like to see it like that one day. It'll be great.
Well, yeah, because I think that what they say is if you're not in one of the lighter weight classes, which, like that have, oh, like my son was at 138. So, no matter where he went, he had a full bracket, right? Whether it was districts or any
Yeah.
tournaments.
Well, you know what?
But
The 106-pound and 113-pound weight class gives a lot of 7th and 8th graders a real good chance to win the state tournament. Just because of their size, they can compete. not a lot of 18-year-old seniors are 106 or 113 pounds. You know, once you're a senior, you want to, if you're going to wrestle in college, you're looking to stay around 120, 126. Just get the bigger body. You know, just get ready for it.
Oh man, sorry.
The younger guys stay at 6 and 13.
Yeah, when you look at the heavier weights, there's like 3 people in the bracket until you get to regionals where you have full bracket.
Yeah,
so.
that's where it hurts. Where it hurts with the district being so small. Not a lot of teams carry a full team. So we've been lucky, you know, that we carry a full squad every year, which is good.
And then at the state tournament, we saw this year where the top 2 kids in the country, not just Florida kids, but in the country, ended up on a mat in the semifinals. I know as far as if you ask the wrestlers, like I've asked Ethan and I've asked Brett Lee and Pat Lugo and all those guys, to them, let's wrestle. You know, they look forward to that match. But to the coaches and to the parents, isn't that a match we want to see in the finals? Shouldn't they be some sort of seeding, whether it's the top 4, top 8? What's your feeling on that? Don't you want to see the best wrestle under the lights? Like, I mean, I would pay $150 to see those guys go 2 out of 3 and are in a gym again, you know?
I'm pretty sure that every coach would want to do that. But to win the state tournament, you got to win the weight class. You got to win all 4 matches, you know? And in our case, you know, 145 pounds, yeah, we had to meet one of the guys that are ranked nationally. And you know what? It didn't go our way. We had to take 3rd. It's no big deal. You know what? It just makes the kids a little bit hungrier. You know, you're missing that step. You got to work hard for it. You know?
So you're a fan of you're cool with the way it is.
Yeah, you know what? You got to do it. I mean, who would change that? How can you change that at the last minute?
Sure.
You know, how could you change it? If everybody knew the brackets, everybody would be doing a lot of trickery in the region. Oh, you know what? Forfeit, take 2nd place, so we won't go against this guy, or take 3rd place, so we won't go against this guy.
Well, that's what happens. That's what happens in the district and the region.
Exactly. So you know what? You got to wrestle, and that's it. You know, and the way it comes down to the state tournament, hey, if you got to wrestle the number 1 guy in the semis, you got to win. You got to be, you know, you got to have your A game on.
I like the way you think. Real quick now, before we get into like our 10 questions, I know that you got to get back on the road and get back to getting that city paycheck or county paycheck or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that we've seen, especially in your home state of New Jersey, we saw where they finally sanctioned girls this year. And I talked to the Princeton coach, Coach Ayers. He said there was over 700 girls at the state tournament in Atlantic City this year, and they're sanctioned. So down here, we had over 300 and something girls at Dr. Phillips, a non-sanctioned tournament, but the girls were all there and full brackets, incredible. What does the growth of girls wrestling mean to our sport, and how important is it to get it sanctioned here locally?
Man, I don't know. I haven't dealt with any of the girls in our club. A lot of guys. Charlie has some girls. A couple of girls down in Southwest, maybe South 8. The girls wrestling is growing. It's really progressing really fast. How to get it sanctioned? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're looking for a certain number, 500, 600. Who knows? I don't know who would be in charge of that. And wouldn't know from the beginning how to get that sanctioned. You know, it just maybe numbers that the state is looking for. Numbers as in, you know, we're going to have 2 days of tournament. 2 days of tournament means, you know, you got to park for 2 days. You got to pay the entry for four sessions. You know, means a lot. How to get the girls more involved? The girls want to do it. You know, the girls are coming from all these jiu-jitsu clubs. Get the Brazilian jiu-jitsu girls in, you know, and get them going from there.
Yeah, and a lot of them are, I mean, they're kicking the boys' butts too sometimes, some of them. I just had a girl yesterday, Aralise, who she was the first girl in 10 years to advance to the FHSAA boys tournament when she was in wrestling down there in South Florida. All right, so you ready, Coach?
Yeah, let me know.
You're down by 3. You're going into the third period, and you have choice. Are you going top, bottom, or neutral?
We're down by 3, huh?
Yes, sir.
I'm going bottom.
Do you prefer folk style or freestyle?
You know what? I like them both. We've had the tendency of getting away from freestyle. A lot of clubs haven't. We're going to start that freestyle club again this year at Gibbons to get the guys notarized throughout the nation. They got to go to Fargo. They got to get seen. They got to get noticed. They got to get ranked. A lot of guys go do this, and that's why they're ranked. Some schools don't work freestyle, but we're gonna go in. I like them both. I can't pick one over the other. Each one helps out the other.
All right. Do you prefer headgear or no headgear?
Oh my God, no headgear.
So you have one day to train. Do you tell the kids to go to a rumble or a clinic?
A rumble.
Get that on. Who wins the rematch, Loudon Swain or Brian Shute?
It's a movie.
It's a movie, okay.
Jesus Christ, did you see Shute?
Yeah, he's huge. Which title holds more prestige, the 32 or the Fargo?
God, that's a good one. Man, I'm gonna go with 32, Super 32.
And I try to ask the coaches this, and the last coach said you got to compare it more to like in-state tournaments. How close are we with the knockout as the Florida tournament becoming, one of the top in-state tournaments in the country, like maybe Beast of the East or Ironman?
I fortunately haven't been able to get to the knockout.
But you've heard good things.
We don't want to say we want to run away from it, but unfortunately, we run a tournament, the Citrus Open, during the same time.
Oh, okay.
It brings us a lot of money that helps us travel for the year, but the knockout is an extremely tough tournament. When you see guys there that I think Pat Lugo lost once there.
Brettley Reyna lost this year there. I saw Malik Hines losing the finals there this year. And these are guys that are insanely good.
Yeah. So the
not Malik Hines. I'm sorry. Malik is the one in Lehigh. Jacobs, the little one, not the little one. The second one.
Yes.
Sorry, Pat, if I totally screwed that up, Pat. Sorry.
Yeah, Malik's in Lehigh.
Yeah. What's more dominant? What's more dominant, a pin or a tech?
A pin.
Do you prefer Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
Oh, geez, I'm sorry. Popeyes.
Me too. You prefer a wings or a burger?
What was that?
Wings or a burger?
Wings.
Colada or cortadito?
A cortadito.
Me too. Hey, man, thank you so much for coming on. I mean, I've heard so many amazing things about you, and I'm really happy that people told me to reach out to you. So everybody, please keep sending me people like these amazing coaches we have here in Florida and across the country. I do appreciate it. And I hope that this show is doing good things for us and for wrestling, and I appreciate everybody. So thank you, Coach.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
For sure, man. And you be safe out there down in Dade County.
Definitely. All right, man. Hey, I'll shoot out. I'll let Lewis and Sam at Winwood Wrestling to reach out to you.
Please do. Please do.
You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.